Ladi Boardman's father, Geoff Boardman, was born as Gottfried Sruh in Vienna's Jewish community. After fleeing the Nazis via Prague to Britain, he became an elite commando in a unit called X-Troop, fighting behind enemy lines.
He did it, I would say, from his personal point of view, because of his sense of adventure and also because of his socialist views.
And what sort of risk was he taking by joining this new troop? Commandos was a fairly new concept. What sort of risk was he involved in?
It was a very grave risk. For a British commando, the advert, if you like, to volunteer was described as hazardous duties. So there's an inherent danger in the training and the type of missions they'd be undertaking. But on top of that, to have an Austrian background would have meant an even much graver danger.
But for those fighting the Nazis, what a gift. Someone with language skills, I suppose, and an adventure spirit. Tell me a little bit about all the things he could offer. His
physical prowess, which was part of his lifestyle in Austria. He had, they've been described as judo skills, but they were unarmed combat skills. He became the unit physical training instructor, so he'd offered that, and he eventually became the parachute instructor for the troop. So that plus his great desire to strike back against the people who basically were. He guessed by then his parents were dead and a lot of his family were dead. So there's an opportunity to do something about that.
And we in the media, we're always dividing the world into goodies and baddies, heroes, not heroes. But for you, this was your grandpa. He looked like Father Christmas towards the time you knew him, but a human being who dared.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. Always dared, actually, but also I think one component of his personality was, I think he liked giving to, whether that was to youth groups later in his life,
yes,
or his comrades in the military, yeah. And I think that's a large part of how he's remembered by those that remember him.
Yeah.
A final question. I'm determined there should be a film about this. Would you have a particular actor or anyone you think should play your dad, your grandfather?
Kirk Douglas is the one that I always think of. Well, obviously he's passed now.
Well, you do a very realistic impression of Dad now.
And even Daniel Craig's too old now. It's getting difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll think of someone.
Sure.
Thank you so much for your time.